Tell me, Prue, what did you do with your time in South Africa? You don't mind if I call you Prue, do you? Lightning brightened the room, and her heart dashed, hurtling as if in a race with itself. I didn't tell him to call you that. Davis threw up his hands and smiled, and while the beverage server topped off their water glasses, Davis turned his attention to the table with the children. With the baby asleep and the boy a bit calmer, they could hear the parents asking if they could see the dessert menus. Davis rolled his eyes. So, Prue, Matshediso began again. The corners of his mouth collapsed ever so slightly as he peered at her. She wanted to correct him, to tell him that she'd like to be called Prudence, but she worried about what he might say next. Did you go on safari, a hunt? You look like a hunter. South Africa in 1996 was quite the year. You look like a hunter? Why was it quite the year? Tara asked. Prudence felt that sinking feeling of revulsion in her belly. The Truth and Reconciliation hearings were going on, Davis said, as though an expert, as though he hadn't learned of this from Prudence. Wow, Tara said. Did you play some major part in it? Prudence tilted her head, failing to fully conceal the condescension. She told Tara she had only been in the gallery, only a spectator at the hearings. Did you live in Johannesburg? Matshediso asked. The conversation was littered with traps, the political kind, and the personal kind. She lived in some fancy suburb. She talks about the mall there all the time. She once watched a tennis match while eating at some highbrow restaurant. Davis said this as if the stories of her life in Joburg had bored him. It surprised her, his tone, because he had always seemed proud of the experiences she'd had in the years before they met. She's always trying to get me to go to Africa for vacation, but I can't be on a damn plane for that long. Senton, Matshediso said. The name of the suburb is Senton, and it is, or was back then, quite fancy.